She rejected every man in her village for being too poor, then married a handsome stranger who offered wealth beyond imagination. But on the night she followed him into the moonlight, Elena discovered her husband was not a man at all. Welcome to Tales by Sammy, the home of unforgettable stories filled with love, betrayal, mystery, revenge, and powerful life lessons. Every story takes you on an emotional journey that will keep you hooked from beginning to end. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and join the family as we bring you amazing stories that touch the heart and stir the mind. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. Long ago, in the vast land of Savannah, there was a peaceful village wrapped by thick forests and winding rivers, and a young woman named Elena. She was famous for her beauty. Men spoke of her shining skin, graceful walk, and eyes like morning light. Women admired her beauty, though many disliked the pride that came with it. Elena knew she was admired, and she enjoyed it. Whenever young men came to ask for her hand in marriage, she found reasons to reject them. One was too poor, one was too short, one laughed too loudly, one worked with dirty hands. Even the chief's son, dressed in fine robes, was sent away embarrassed. "No man in this village deserves me," Elena would say as she admired herself in water jars. Her mother, a wise and humble woman named Martha, often warned her, "My daughter, beauty fades. Pride remains long enough to destroy what beauty attracts." But Elena laughed. "You worry too much, mother. I was born for greater things in this village." One evening, when the moon was round and bright, Elena returned from the river, carrying a clay pot of water on her head. As she entered her family compound, she stopped suddenly. A man stood beneath the mango tree. He was unlike anyone she had ever seen. Tall, handsome, perfect posture, dressed in spotless white cloth that shimmered in moonlight. His shoes looked made of silver. His face was calm, elegant, and strangely flawless. Most striking were his eyes. They gleamed softly like stars. He bowed politely. "My name is Adrian," he said in a smooth voice. "I have traveled across rivers and mountains searching for one woman." Elena's heart pounded. "And who is she?" she asked. "You." No one had ever spoken to her that way. The next day Adrian returned carrying gifts: gold bracelets, rare perfumes, folded silks, and coins stamped with symbols no villager recognized. Her father was stunned. This man must be wealthy beyond measure. The women whispered excitedly. The men envied him. Elena glowed with pride. Within a week, Adrian asked for marriage. Elena accepted without hesitation. The wedding was the grandest the village had seen. Drums thundered through the air. Dancers covered the square. Goats were roasted. Palm wine flowed like water. But in the crowd sat an old blind woman named Ruth, known for strange wisdom. As Adrian passed her, she frowned deeply. "That man has no shadow," she whispered. A few nearby women gasped. But music was loud, laughter louder, and no one listened. That night Elena left with Adrian, smiling proudly, certain she had chosen greatness. She did not know she had just married something that was never human. Adrian led Elena far beyond the village. They crossed rivers without bridges, walked through forests where no bird sang, past trees twisted like frozen hands. At last, they reached a magnificent house hidden in the wilderness. It was larger than the chief's palace. Its walls shimmered like polished stone. Lanterns glowed without fire. Floors reflected like mirrors. Curtains moved though no wind touched them. Elena gasped in delight. "This is all yours?" she asked. "All ours," Adrian replied. Silent servants appeared and carried her bags. They moved strangely, smooth and stiff, heads bowed low, never speaking. Elena noticed their silence, but ignored it. The days that followed were filled with luxury. She wore silk dresses, ate golden fruits she had never seen, slept on a bed softer than cotton clouds. Jewelry filled card boxes. Every wish she spoke seemed granted by sunset, yet unease slowly entered her heart. No birds landed near the house. No dogs barked outside. No insects buzzed. Even the wind seemed afraid to pass there. And Adrian was never seen in sunlight. Each morning before dawn, he would enter their room and lie down fully dressed. By day, he slept like stone, cold and still. By sunset, he rose smiling, energetic, charming again. Elena asked once, half laughing, "Are you some kind of bat?" He smiled strangely. "Daylight tires me." Another time she asked where his family lived. "You ask too many questions," he said gently. Though his tone was soft, it chilled her. At night, she sometimes heard whispers in the halls, low voices speaking words she could not understand. When she opened doors, no one was there. One night, she awoke alone. Adrian's side of the bed was empty. A strange humming sound drifted from outside. She wrapped a shawl around herself and followed it through the corridor. The moonlit courtyard glowed pale silver. There Adrian stood beside a fire, but the handsome man was gone. His body stretched unnaturally tall like rising smoke. His face shifted in and out of shape. His eyes burned red like coals. His feet hovered inches above the ground. Elena nearly screamed. She covered her mouth. Adrian slowly turned. Even in monstrous form, he smiled. "You were not meant to see that." Elena spun and ran toward the gates. They slammed shut by themselves. The sound shook the house. She pounded the doors, sobbing. Behind her came soft footsteps. The servants had gathered. One by one they lifted their heads. Where faces should have been, there was only smooth, empty skin. No eyes, no mouths, no noses. Elena screamed until her throat burned. Adrian floated toward her, now half man, half shadow. "I chose you carefully," he said. "Your pride made you blind. Please let me go." Elena cried. "You wanted wealth more than wisdom, appearance more than truth." He circled her slowly. "You are my wife now." From that night, Elena lived in terror. Every evening strange laughter echoed through the halls. Food turned to ash the moment it touched her tongue. Water became bitter. Mirrors showed her face growing pale and thin. Doors opened into endless darkness. Some nights she heard people weeping behind the walls. Other nights hands scratched beneath the floorboards. She begged Adrian for mercy. He only smiled. Days passed, or weeks. Time behaved strangely there. Elena thought of her mother's warnings, of the honest men she mocked, of the village life she once despised. She wept the first time not from fear, but regret. Then she remembered something. On her wedding day, her mother had placed a small necklace around her neck. Inside, it was a blessing spoken by Elder Ruth. "Wear this always," her mother had whispered. Elena had nearly forgotten it. Hands trembling, she pulled the necklace free. Adrian appeared instantly. "What are you doing?" He looked afraid. For the first time, Elena saw fear in him. She raised the necklace high. A burst of brilliant white light filled the hall. The faceless servant shrieked and dissolved into smoke. Walls cracked. Windows shattered. The floor split open. Adrian screamed as flames of light wrapped around his body. "You choose them over me?" he roared. "I choose the living." Elena cried. She ran through collapsing corridors as a great house groaned like a dying beast. Behind her, darkness swallowed itself. Elena ran all night through thorny forest paths. Branches tore her skin. Sharp stones cut her feet. But she did not stop. At dawn, golden sunlight broke through the trees. She stumbled into her village filthy, barefoot, trembling. Children saw her first and shouted. Her parents ran forward. Martha fell to her knees weeping. "My child." Elena collapsed in her mother's arms. Villagers gathered quickly. "Where is your rich husband? Where are your servants? Where are your jewels?" Elena looked at them with hollow eyes. He was never a man. Silence fell. She told him everything. The blind old woman Ruth nodded slowly. I warned you. Spirits love proud hearts because pride opens doors wisdom keeps shut. Elena expected mockery. Instead, many pitied her. Her father said softly, "You are alive. That is enough." From that day, Elena changed completely. She no longer mocked simple people. She rose early to help widows fetch water. She cooked for hungry children. She swept the meeting ground before festivals. She listened more than she spoke. Her beauty remained, but now kindness made it brighter. Years later, a humble farmer named Daniel asked for her hand. He owned little, but he was honest, patient, and hard-working. Elena smiled warmly. Yes, their home was small. Its roof leaked in heavy rain. Their meals were plain, but laughter filled the rooms. Children ran through the yard. Songs rose from the kitchen. Peace slept beside them every night. And elders still tell young people, not everything that shines is a blessing. Some gifts come dressed as traps. And pride can marry darkness before wisdom wakes. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more powerful stories.